Om Bhadram Karnevi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyem Akshaviryaja Sthirairangai Stuštavansas Tanubi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starksho Riktanemi Swastino Vraspatir Dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are studying here Muṇḍaka Upanishad with Shankar's commentary. And last time we read the first mantra of the second section of first Muṇḍaka. And we read the introductory commentary to that section and to the first mantra. And we read the mantra. We read the mantra again and then see the next comment. Tadetat satyam mantreshu karmani kavayo yani apasyan tani tretayam bhudasanta tani acharata niyatam satyakama yeshava pantha sukrutasya loke. The context, let us remember that Shaunaka went to Angiras and asked him, knowing what everything will be known. Angiras told him that knowledge itself is of two kinds. Where a subject knows the object, that is a lower knowledge. And when a subject knows the object, there are desires. And to fulfill those desires, there is the Vedic karma kanda. Vedas know that what karma will lead to what good result and what bad karma will lead to bad result. So that is the lower knowledge. All Vedas are in lower knowledge, not science. All Vedas are in lower knowledge and all the Vedangas which help us to study the Vedas are in lower knowledge. There is another type of knowledge which is the real or supreme knowledge, and that is how to experience the nature of the ultimate truth which you are feeling today as a common reality. So when the common reality is to be understood or felt or known, it is your own reality. And because it is my own reality, it can never be made an object of knowledge. So that knowledge depends upon the nature of the reality. As is the nature of the reality, one without a second, that type of knowledge is called the supreme knowledge. Stating that we cannot say that such and such book is supreme knowledge. So supreme knowledge is that by which one realizes the nature of the unchanging reality. And so he described in short what is that unchanging reality? That which cannot be seen, that which cannot be known by any organ of knowledge, that which cannot be caught by any organ of action, that which is without a description, neither is it our organs of perception and action or a person with that organs of perception and action. It is eternal, unchanging. It itself shines as, manifests as, appears as. All the different beings, right from the Brahma to the blade of grass, it is all pervading. It is subtler than the subtlest. It is unreducing or unchanging. And it is that which the wise people saw as the cause of all the beings. And then it creates the world, not from any outside material, but as the spider brings from within his stomach, the threads, builds up the threads, spreads the threads, and then swallows them back also. In that manner, from the reality, everything appears and disappears into the reality again. As from the earth, all the plants and trees grow out. As from the living being, conscious being, this dead matter, the hairs on the head and smaller hairs throughout the body are come out from that living being. In that way, from this unchanging reality, this whole variety of creation comes out. And it comes out in a particular order. By tapasya, austerities, means shift of his knowledge. The Brahman swells. That means it had no dimensions. Now it gets some dimensions. And from that, the primordial matter, the indiscrete matter, the unmanifested matter, the seed of the matter is born. And from that is born Hiranyagarbha, the Lord with the universal mind. And from that, his mind and our minds are born. And then from that, the work and its result, which are true, or this world which we see, the gross world which appears as true, is born from that mind. From the Hiranyagarbha's mind, this world which appears real to us is born. And within that world, there are different spheres of existence. They are born. And man does work propelled by his desires. And that work will definitely produce result. So that is called Amrita. Unfailing results of the work are born. And then this is summed up by telling, he who knows everything in general and who knows all the particulars also, because all of the minds are his parts of his mind, and whose austerity is just knowledge. From that absolute Brahman is this relative Brahman or Brahma or Hiranyagarbha is born. And from that, in short, names and forms come out. And matter, as we know it, comes out. That was the first section completed. Now, Shankara tells us in the introductory commentary that the lower knowledge, which is ignorance, leads to transmigration. The supreme knowledge, which is the knowledge of the common reality, leads to perfection or liberation or moksha. This is told. But then we must have vairagya for this lower knowledge. We must have vairagya for this transmigratory world. Then only we can chase the real knowledge. And it has to be shown how is this world born. We have to be shown the details of the results of the lower knowledge. Unless it is shown, how can we examine and how can we transcend it? So that is why it is being described in this second section. And that is the first mantra. It is real, relatively. It is real that if you do work, it will result, relatively. Tadeta satyam. What is that truth? Mantreshu karmani kavayo yani pasyan. Wise people saw within the Samhita portion, within the mantra portion, they saw that it has the potential of karma. And then those karmas are spread, are due to the three Vedas, Karma Kandatmak Vedas, or you may say they are spread, they were spread once in the ancient times called Treta Yuga. And then they have to perform to get the result. Only the knowledge will not do. So you have to, you do. The Guru is telling the Shishya, or Angiras is telling Shaunaka, or Angiras knows that Shaunaka has done. So he says, Tani Acharatha, Niyatam, regularly, as ordained, Satya Kama. If you are desirous of the true result of the work, then you have to do that work. And this is the only way for you to do good work and get its result. That good work has to be done by yourself. Eshava Panta Sukrutasya. Sukrutasya means good work. And it means that you have to do that work to get the result loke in this world. Now, we read the commentary. Tadetat satyam avitatham. It is true, not unreal. Kim tat mantreshu Rigvedadi akheshu. Rigved, Yajur, Samved are the names of the mantras. Karmani, Agnihotra Dini, work like the Agnihotra, the fire to be worshipped daily by the householder. Mantra Reva Prakashitani. They are revealed by the mantras themselves. Kavayo, poets, literally. Meaning is Medhavi, no. Those who have brains. Vasishtha Dayo. One name is given, otherwise it will remain abstract. So Vasishtha and others, Yani Apashan, they had seen, Drishtavanта, actually perceived, not by the eyes, but by the understanding brain. Yat tad etat satyam ekanta purushartha sadhanatvat. Why it is called truth? Because it will surely lead to its result. So it is true. Tani cha veda vedani rishi drishtani karmani. So prescribed by the Vedas, seen by the rishis, sages, who see which work will lead to which result. Those works. Tretayam, Trayi Sanyoga Lakshanayam. For these Vedic rituals, we require three priests from the knowers of the three Vedas. Hotra, Advaryu, Udgatra. Hota is the chief priest. He knows the Rigveda. Advaryu is the, Hota is the supervisor. He knows all the Vedas. Advaryu is the chief priest who will put the ahuti in the fire. And Udgatra is the Samavedi. He will chant the different praises of the deities. Prakarayam. Prakarayam means these three are essential parts, ingredients of those karma. That is Trayu Sanyoga Lakshanayam, which are of the nature that it requires the combination of three. Karana Bhutayam, they become the means of that yajna. Bahuda, Bahu Prakaram, of many types are the yajnas. Santatani, Pravruttani, they are spread out. Karmi bhi Kriyamanani, and those who are the doers, they go on doing them. Tretayamba Yuge Prayasha Pravruttani, or these three. Tretayam Bahuda Santatani can also mean, both meanings may be correct, both meanings are correct. So they depend upon the three priests, and they were largely practiced in the ancient days called Treta Yuga. Therefore, yuyam tani acharata, nirvartayata. So you have to do that. you have to do it till completion, that is nirvarteta. Niyatam, nityam, you are ordained, you are been appointed to do that, and it has to be performed daily. Satya kama. If you are desirous, yatha bhuta karma phala kama santa. If you are desirous of getting the fruits as described by those karmas, so you have to do those karmas. Yeshavo yushmakam pantha marga, that is the way for you. Sukrutasya swayam nirvartitasya karmano loke. In this world, for actions, good actions done by yourself. That is the way. Now he explains loke. Loke are the different spheres, which one gets as a result of the karma. He explained that word. Phala nimittam lokyate drishyate bhujyate iti karma phalam. Because of the result of that work, now lokyate is the word from where loke is born. Now lokyate will literally mean drishyate, seen. And seen here means bhujyate, experienced or enjoyed. Experience or enjoyed is the real meaning of the word loke, because lokyate means drishyate, and drishyate is the word which is generally used, that is, he has seen that directly, which means he has experienced that. Iti. Karma phalam becomes loke. Karma phalam loko uchyate. Tadartham tat praptaye esha marga ityartha. And to get those results, this is the way. Yani etani agnotradini trayam etani karmani tani esha pantha avashya phala prapti sadhanam ityartha. So that is the way to get the result surely. Now, this work has to be done meticulously and with devotion. To get the results of Vedic karmas, one has to do them meticulously and with great devotion. So it is described that fire is described as a living something. Yada lela ete yarchi samidhe havyavahane tadadya bhagau antarena ahuti pratipadayet. When that flames are brilliantly rising, lela ete, that means they are moving, archi, the flames are moving. Samidhe, when the fire is burning, well burning, havyavahane, that is the name of the fire. Because when we put ahuti into that, the fire is supposed to be the mouth of all deities. And we say Niraya Swaha, the fire takes it to Indra. Varunaya Swaha will take it to Varuna. So it's called Havya Vahana. That whatever we put, he carries. And there, Ajya Bhago Antarena. Ajya Bhag means within that fire, that on north and south, that north and south of that fire, Ajya Bhag, that means the ghee has been poured. In between them, the ahutis are to be given. Ahutis are to be given, oblations are to be given in between the two fixed ahutis. Ajya Bhago Antar, that is the niyam. Ahuti Pratipadayet, ahuti should be deposited. Acharya is telling Tatra Agnihotramevo Tavat Pratamam Pradarshanatham Uchyate. Sarva Karmanam Pratamya. Agnihotra is something has to be done daily by the householders. And so first of that becomes the important from all the karmas. So first of all, Agnihotra is being told that katham how yad eva indanair abhyahitahi samyagidde, when with the help of the wood, firewood, they are properly burning. Samidde haveva, that fire which carries the ahutis, lelayate chalati. Lelayate means move, archi, those flames. Tada tasmin kale, at that time, lelayamane. Now I am reminded of something. In South India, that is Tamil Nadu, I attended many havanas, and they are done on cow dung cakes. And when there is very big smoke, they are ahuti as are put. I cannot understand how that is Vedic. So Vedas clearly say that when the flames are burning and moving, then only chalati, archishi, ajya bhagayo, two ajya bhagas, antarena means madhya, avapasthane ahuti. That central part is called the avapasthana agni. There ahuti pratipadayat prakshipayat devata maddesh. Whichever deity you want to worship, so for their sake, the ahuti has to be put there. Anekaha prayoga apeksha ahutiriti bahuvachanam. Now this has to be performed daily. So the plural ahuti is used. Now, very meticulously this has to be done. All the parts have to be accomplished. Otherwise, if something is less, the whole thing is gone. That is the difficulty of ritualistic karma. Any work in the world we see, if something is missing, the whole thing collapses. So, a negative sort of part of that karma kanda is being told. Yasya agnihotram adarsham apurnamasam achaturmasyam anagrayanam atithi varjitam cha ahutam avaishwadevam avidhina hutam asaptamastasya lokan hinasti. Agnihotra is being done daily, but there is something which has to be done specially on the Amavasya day, that is Darsham. And something special has to be done on the Purnima day, full moon day and new moon day. Something special has to be done. If that is not done, Chaturmasyam, during the rainy season, something special has to be done. If that is not done, Anagrayanam, these are the different work which have to be done with that. Atithi varjitam cha. And when you are worshipping the fire, anybody comes, stranger, Atithi is not an invited guest. A guest without prior appointment is called Atithi. So when anybody comes, you must attend to him. You must satisfy him. You must give what is due to him. So if that is not done, Atithi varjitam cha. Ahutam, that means if the Agnihotra regular ahutis are not given, either of these spots, Avaishwadevam, there are multitude of gods for whom ahuti is to be given. If that is not done, avidhina hutam, and if all this, none of this is done with proper methodology, then up to 7 lokas are destroyed. What is the meaning of destroyed? He will not get that. The result of this is either of the 7 lokas. But he will not get that if anything is missing. So, meticulously they have to be performed, sincerely they have to be performed, without which you do not get the result. slipshod will not do. So, lokan hinasti. Other meaning of this lokan hinasti is that 7 generations depend upon you and they will be lost to you if this is not properly done. So the life of the ritualist is very difficult, and we must suppose that Shaunaka had completed all that. Acharya tells, Esha Samyak Ahuti Prakshepadi Lakshana Karma Margo Loka Prapta Ye Panta Tasya Samyak Karanam Dushkaranam. This way for obtaining the results, karma, path of the karma, which depends upon the rightly putting the ahutis, to do it rightly is very difficult. Vipatyastu aneka bhavanti, and there are many obstructions or difficulties in that. Katham, how? Yasya agnihotrino, agnihotram, yasya means whose. Whose means the performance of agnihotra. Agnihotram adarsha. Darshakyana karmana varjitam. Darsha is the name of a particular work generated on a new moon day. If that is not done, agnihotrino avashya kartavya darshasya. So if you are agnihotri, then you must do that darsha karma also. Agnihotra sambandhi, agnihotra vishesham eva bhavati. That is the special feature of agnihotra, as if. Because it is a part of agnihotra, it is related to agnihotra, so it becomes as if a part of agnihotra. Tat akriyamanam iti etat. If that is not done, then tatha purnamasam ityadishu. Api agnihotra visheshanatvam drishtavyam. So on Purnima to do something that becomes also a part of Agnihotra itself. Agnihotra angatvasya avishishtatvat. There is nothing specific as Darsha, so Purnamasa, both are Agnihotra's parts. Apurnamasam Purnamasa karma varjitam. If that is not done, Chaturmasyam Chaturmasya karma varjitam. 4 months of rainy season, something special is done. If that is not done, anagrayanam, agrayanam, sharadadi kartavyam, tacha na kriyate. Agnihotra goes on daily year after year. So after rains come the beginning of winter or the Sharad Rutu. So agrayanam means something to be done during Sharad Rutu. If that is not done, Sharadadi kartavyam, tacha na kriyate, yasya, tatha atiti varjitam, cha atiti pujanam, cha ahani kriyamanam yasya. Every day, you have to worship some stranger. Every day you have to worship the uninvited guest. If that is not done, Swayam, Samyak Agnihotra Kale Hutam, Adarshadivat, like Darshan not being done, Purnima is not being done, the daily Agnihotra is not done. Vaishyadevam, Vaishyadeva Karma Varjitam. Vaishyadeva is a particular karma that if it is not done, Puyamanam api avidina hutam. You are doing Agnihotra and all its formal daily, but not with proper method. Na yatha hutam iti etat. Not properly put the ahutis. Evam dusampadhitam, asampadhitam Agnihotradi uplakshitam karma kim karoti iti uchyate. So, not properly accomplished or not accomplished at all. That Agnihotra means all the works. What it does? Asaptaman, Saptama Sahitan, up to 7, including 7, Tasya Kartu, Lokan Hinasti. The lokas, the results which he would have got are destroyed. Hinasti eva, ayasa matra palatvat samyak krimaneshu karmasu, karma parinamanurupena, Buradaya Satyanta Saptaloka Phalam Prapyante. So, Hinastim is destroyed. What is the meaning of destroyed? As if destroyed. Ayasa Matra Phalatva. So, only the result you are getting is the effort that you have done. Samyak Krimaneshu Karmasu, if it would have been properly done, Karma Parinaman Rupena Buradaya Satyanta. So, according to how much you are doing, what yajnas you are doing, one of the 7 lokas would have been the result for you. Again, Prithvi Loka or the higher and higher 7 lokas. Sapta Loka Phalam Prapyante would have got it. Te Loka Evam Bhutena Agnihotradi Karmanatu Aprapyatvat Hinsante Iva. So this type of Agnihotra, where something is missing, then those lokas are not obtained. So it is called destroyed. Ayasa matram tu avyabhichari iti atato hinasthiti uchyate. Your effort is common. If not properly done, no result will you get. If properly done, then you would have got the result. So that is called destruction. Pindadanadi anugrayanava, another meaning. Pindadanadi anugrayanava sambadhyamana pitru pitama prapitama putra potra prapotra swatmopakara sapta loka. So, father, grandfather, great-grandfather. For them, you are doing something obligatory so that they will remain in heaven. And yourself, your son, your grandson, your great-grandson, they will benefit you by giving Pindadan. Saptaloka Ukta Prakarena Agniotradina na bhavanti iti santi. These 7 lokas will not benefit you, will be of no benefit to you, so that it is called they are destroyed. Now, deification, introduction of devotion in that karma. That karma should be done with devotion. So, those are described now with names of goddesses, those flames. Kali, Karali, cha Manojava, cha Sulohita, ya cha Sudumra Varna, Sulingini, Vishwaruchi, cha Devi, Lela, Yamana, iti Sapta Jiva, 7 tongues of fire. Kali, the great destroyer. Karali, the terrible. Manojava, Mano travels faster than the mind. Sulohita, wonderful red color. Yacha Sudumra Varna, one has traces of smoke-like color. Pulingini, one is with so many sparks. Vishwaruchi, the dear to the whole world, that is Vishwaruchi. Cha Devi, goddesses. These are the goddesses. Lela Yamana, the flames which were moving were these goddesses. Iti Sapta Jiva. That means the 7 tongues which were moving must be understood to be 7 goddesses. So with devotion, that ahuti had to be put. Kali Karari Manojavacha Sulohitayacha Sudumra Varna Sulingini Vishwaruchicha Devi Lelayamana iti Sapta Jiva Kalyadya Vishwaruchanta Lelayamana Agner Havir Ahuti Grasanartha ita Sapta Jiva. There are 7 times for swallowing the ahutis. Eteshu yascharate bhrajamaneshu yatha kalam chahutayo yadadayan tam nayanti eta suryasya rashmayo yatra devanam patireko divasa. Now, if it is properly done, result will you get. Satyam was told. So, if not properly done, this is wrong. Otherwise, with devotion, if you are doing properly, then Yes, charate brajamaneshu. This seven tongue, fully brilliant and moving. At that time, yatha kalam cha avudayo adadayan. If the ahutis are put properly at such a time, tam nayanti eta suryasya rashmayo. They will later on become the rays of the sun, those ahutis which you have put. And they will carry you. Where will they carry you? Yatra devanam pati eko divasa. Devanam pati is Indra, the lord of the devatas. And where Indra lives, there they will take you. That means the Agnihotra karma takes you to heaven, where Indra is the ruler. So surely you go there. These ahutis which you have given themselves will become like rays of the sun and they will carry you. Eteshu agni jiva vedeshu yo agnihotri charate karma acharati. Eteshu ya charate. Ya means the man doing sacrifice. Charate means actually practices. Karma acharati, agnihotradi. Brajamaneshu dipyamaneshu. When these flames are fully burning. Yatha kalam cha, yasya karmano ya kala. And at proper time, whatever has to be done at this time, has to be done at that time. This also is not easy. I remember one incident here. One person, immediately after retirement, approached the head of our Kankhal center and is telling, I am able-bodied, I can do any karma which you give. The Swami told, you have a dairy and you will not be required to do any work yourself, but you have to become the timekeeper. And the cows are served so meticulously, taking temperature at such a time, giving medicines at such a time, all that was said. And there are workers to do that, but you have to remind them at that time. It was such a difficult thing for him. After 3 days, I cannot do. That man says, I cannot do that work. So, to do everything at the proper time is difficult. Kana tatkalam yatha kalam yajmanam adadayan adadana avutayo yajmanena nirvartita. So yajman means the host. When he has properly done everything, tam nayanti prapayanti eta avutayo ya ima anena nirvartita. Those ahutis which he has accomplished, they themselves take him. Suryasya rashmaya bhutta. Rashmi dvara iti artha. Becoming the rays of the sun. Meaning is that way is through the rays of the sun. Yatra yasmin swarge, yatra means where? Where? In the heaven. Devanam pati is Indra. Eka sarvanupari adivasati iti adivasa. Above all, he is the staying there. That is called adivasa. How they take you? Ehi iti tam ahutaya suvarchasa suryasya rashmibhir yajmanam vanti priyam vacham avivadantya varchayantya eshava punya sukruto brahma loka. Those ahutis will say, come, come. This is the heaven which you have got by your ahutis. This is the pure Brahma Loka. Such dear terms they will say, and like worshipping the Yajaman, they take him there in the results. So here special mention is Brahma Loka is a very special heaven. But here, every heaven is called Brahma Loka, pure Brahma Loka. Katham Suryasya Rashmibhir Yajmanam Vanti iti uchyate. How they carry the Yajman? Ehi iti avayantya suvarchaso diptimantya kimcha priyam vaishnam vacham stutyadi lakshanam avivadantya. Praising him, welcoming him with sweet words, they carry him. Uchcharayanto, archayantya, pujayantyascha, and they worship also that man. Wo yushmakam punya, sukruta pantha brahmaloka palarupa. So this is the resultant loka for the punya, holy work which you have done. Evam priyam vacham avivadanto, congratulating him through this sweet talk, vanti ityartha. That is how they carry him. Brahmaloka Swarga Prakarana. Here Brahmaloka is only heaven because the context is of heaven. Meaning of the word changes according to the context. So though Brahmaloka has come, it does not mean the real Brahmaloka. Because the context is of heaven, so it means heaven. Now, after all this, after having told difficulties and the good results of karma, he comes out to condemn the whole thing. And that was told that unless we see the nature, how can we in the mind condemn it and go ahead? So now time has come to condemn them. Not that they will not produce result, but from the ultimate aim of life point of view, the condemnation is there. Plava yete adrutha yatna rupa ashtadashoktam avaramyeshu karma eta chreyo ye vinandanti muda jara mrityum te punareva piyanti. Plava yete. Are brittle. These are brittle, adruda, not strong. Yajna rupa, of the nature of yajna or karma. Ashtadashaktam avarami yeshu karma. Those yajnas, 18 priests are required. 16 priests, the performer and his wife, that is 18. But the Mudha, those deluded people, they think that is our ultimate goal. And they congratulate themselves for doing that. But what they get? Again and again, old age and death. How? From that heaven they have to come down. And then in this life of the world, there will be old age, there will be death. So again and again they are getting that, mind you. These are brittle, not strong, because they give you heaven for some time, and when they come back, in this life, the same imperfect life follows. You get old age, you get death. Etaccha jnanarahitam karmai tavat phalam avidya kama karma karyam ato asaram dukkham ulam iti nidhyate. Now, up till now, the knowledge or upasana, meditation has not come. Only work has come. So, depending upon the wrong knowledge or ignorance, and when we are ignorant, when we are wrong knowledge, then desires are there. And after desires, we are doing this karma. We are actually doing this karma. And from that, the asar, without any substance, dukkha moolam, the root of all misery, that is the result. So it is being decried. Plava vinashina ityartha. Plava means destructible. He yasma, because they are such, ete adrida asthira, non-steady. Yajna rupa, of the nature of fire sacrifice. Yajnasya rupani yajna rupa. Their form is the fire sacrifice. Yajna nirvartaka ashtadasha. Ashtadasha sankhya ka Shodash Rityaja Patni Yajamanasya iti Ashtadasha. 16 priests, the wife and the performer, these are the 18. Ashtadashoktam etad ashrayam karma uktam katitam shastrena. Ashtadasha uktam, told of 18 forms. That means told that supported by these 18 people, work has been told by the Shastras. So, Ashtadasheshu avaram, lower work. Ashtadashoktam avaram. Lower work means kevalam jnana varjitam karma. Without recourse to meditation or higher consciousness, this is the lower work to be done. Ata tesham avar karmashrayana अष्टादशानाम अदृढ़तया प्लवत्वात् प्लवते सफलेन तत्साध्यम कर्म कुंड विनाशात् शादिवत क्षीरदध्यादीनां तत्सानाम नाशा. They, yajnas, etc. are brittle, destructible, because the phalas they will get will be destructible. Example he gives, if there is a pot in which milk or curd have been kept, and if that pot breaks, that milk or curd is lost. So all the results are lost if this, because the works are non-steady. Yata evam etat karma, and that is the nature of the work. This is not that destruction due to non-performer. By correctly performing Ashtadashoktam avaram yeshu karma, them also, because it takes you to heaven and it brings you back into this mortal life. Yata evam etat karma shreya, shreya karanamiti ye avinandanti, avirishyanti avivekanam. The karma is of this type, and those who are thoughtless people, deluded people, they become happy over it. Ataste jaram cha mrityum cha jara mrityum kinchit kalam swarge sthita punarevapiyanti bhuyopi gachanti. So, swarga they are happy, but when they come back from swarga, this is going to happen. They have to undergo the old age and death. Now, the description of these people. Avidyayam antare vartamana swayam dhira panditam annamana janganyamana pariyanti muda ande naiva niyamana yathanda. They live within the sphere of wrong knowledge or ignorance. And they think we are wise, we are learned. That is, they think about themselves. And Janganyamana, they roam about. Pariyanti. Wrongly, in bad roads, they are moving. As if a blind man is leading the blind man. So neither those who are going can see, nor their leader can see. So, effort, moving round and round and round, that is what happens to the right performers of these actions. Acharya says, Kincha, moreover, Avidyayam antare madhye vartamana. Antare means inside. So they are living in avidya, wrong knowledge, aviveka praya, almost there without discriminating thought. Swayam, vayameva dhira dimanta. We are intelligent. Pandita, vidita, veditavya. Dhimanta means intelligent. Pandita means whatever has to be known, we are known. That is how they think. Mannamana atmanam samavayanta. In that way, they are glorifying themselves. Techa janganyamana jara rogadi anekar anartha vrate hanyamana brusham pidyamana pariyanti vibhravanti muda. Janganyamana means dirty. How dirty? Jara, old age, roga, disease, Aneka anartha vratehi, many evil, full of winds, anyamana, beaten by them. Brusham pidyamana, again and again being beaten. Pariyanti vibranti mula. Pariyanti means moving round and round. Darshana varjitatvat, andeneva chakshuskeneva, niyamana pradarshana marga. Because they have no sight, so led by the blind. Pradarshana marga yatha, he is showing them the road. Loke andha, aksharaita, garta kantaka dopatanti tatvat. So they will have to fall in some thorny place or in some pits because they do not see at all. Like that is happening to these people who are busy in only work. Avidyayam bahudha vartamana vayam kritartha iti avinandanti bala yat karmino na pravedayanti raga tena atura khinalokas chavante. Many types of wrong knowledge they are living and they feel we have achieved the goal of life. And in that way they are praising themselves. Now, raga means due to attachment. The workers do not know due to attachment, atura. They become sufferers. Shina lokas chavante. So they have gone to some loka, but all the lokas are temporary, so they have to come back from there. They are thrown out from there. They fall down from there in this world again. Kincha, moreover, avidyayam bahudha bahu prakaram vartamana. In many ways they are within avidya. Vayameva kritartha krita prayojana iti om avinandanti abhimanam kurvanti bala jnanina. Bala, children. Shankar says children here means ignorant people. There is a beautiful example. Sw.Pitambarananda is lecturing in Madras, Chennai, and big suit, good people, elite, they are listening. And Swamiji is telling, you mustached babies, only mustache has grown, but you are babies. So that is what is meant here, Bala. Ajnanina, ignorant people. Yad yasmad evam karmino na pravedayanti tattvam na jananti. The reality they do not know. Raga, because of attachment to karma phala raga vivava nimittam. Attached to the fruits of the karma, they are overpowered. Tena karanena atura dukkhartha. They are the troubled people by pain. Santa, Shina loka, Shina karma phala sarga loka chavanti. And the karma phala is finite. So when that is over, they are thrown out of the heaven. Ishta purtam mandamana varishtham nanyachreyo vedayante pramudha nakasya prushtete sukrute nubhutve imam lokam hinataram va vishanti. Another very important point is being told. Ishta purtam varishtham mandamana. Ishta means Vedic karmas. Apurta means the Smritis have told work for the good of the people, like digging tanks and building roads, that type of work. They think that is the supreme. They are very deluded. So they do not know anything higher than that. So they do go to heaven, the result is there definitely, and there they experience the result of their work done, but then they come down to this loka or to lower worlds. Something called Shesha Karma, residual work. Some good karma you have done, so you have gone to heaven. But what other karmas you have done throughout this life? If the other karmas you have done, their good and bad are equated, then you come as man. If other than some special karma, agnihotra and all that, you have done bad work, then you will have to go to the lower species. So, because you have gone to heaven, that is not permanent. And after that, if your work was 50-50, good and bad, you become man. But otherwise, you will go down. So that is the important point being told here. Unless through knowledge you rise, this is what is being done by the work. Ishta purtam. Ishtam yagadi shrutam karma. Ishta is that told by the Vedas. Purtam vapikupatadagadi smartam. And Smritis have told, dig out wells and water sources and tanks. Mandamana etadeva atishayana purushartha sadhanam varishtam pradhan. This is the purushartha sadhana. What we want, we get by this. Like that they think. Chintayanto anyad atma jnanakyam shreya sadhanam navedayanti. They do not know something which is called the knowledge of the self, which is the real means of ultimate goal. That they do not know. Na jananti pramuda putra pashu bandhvadishu pramattataya buddha. Specially deluded means as if they are intoxicated by sons and animals. Animals means wealth and friends. Who have sufficient sons and who have property and who have friends. And they become intoxicated and deluded by that. Techa nakasya sarga. So their consciousness is not raised. Techa nakasya nakasmane sargasya. Prushte uparistane. On that place sarga. Sukrute bhogayatane. That means the place where results are enjoyed. Anubhutva anubhuya karma phalam. Having experienced the result of karma, punar imam lokam manusham, this very loka of man, asmad hinataram va, tiryang narakadi lakshanam. So either naraka is a place, hell, or animals and other lower species is there. That is the characteristics of that yatha karma shesham vishanti. According to the residual karma which they have to come down. So, this description has gone for those who do only work without other ingredients which raise a man higher. So, somewhat higher than them, sufficiently higher than them, are the other people who meditate and do very holy works, but not those who get full knowledge. So now, one gati has been described, ordinary good karma. The other will be karma coupled with meditation. And then we will be shown that examine all these and see that any fruit of any karma is finite and limited. If you want the real Atman, then you have to give this up, then only, and you have to go to the Guru. That is why no book was made. And you have to follow what he says. In that way only you can get the real purpose of life. That will be told in the remaining mantras of this second section. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyem Akhyabhir Yajatra Sirai Rangai Stuštavansas Tanubi Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayu Swastina Indro Vruddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Starkyo Rishtanemi Swastina Brahaspatir Dadatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.